Yeah, this is the push authentication.
Okay.
But here, in
Hmm.
push center node, skipped. Where can I?
Click on this one. Click on the node. This is the node side node will open, right? Yeah. Scroll down. Yeah. Scroll. Go to the settings where it's showing push sender.
A few minutes లో కాల్ చేస్తాను మీటింగ్ లో కాల్ లో.
Scroll down to the scroll down a little bit. Not here. On the settings push sender side.
Push
There is a
sender.
scroller bar at the. Yeah, you are no, you are over there. You open the settings. Your node name is written at the right side.
Okay.
Yeah. Scroll down. Scroll down.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, here you can do it more skill.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. That's it, na?
Yes.
Okay. How can I test this one? Mm,
With the same URL I given you, just change the
yeah.
your
Already I have that one.
yeah,
Delta. Is this correct or?
yeah, that looks fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you get this one, right? So
Yeah.
yeah.
Can I click on any this tab or
Can you
whatever?
try the click on register device? Yeah, I
Okay.
guess your ForgeRock notification service is not enabled. So you have to get those values from ForgeRock subscription and add it. Then you will proceed further. Until then, before that, your tree looks fine.
Okay. Uh, Basically, I have a uh, uh, yeah. This is the ForgeRock documentation site guide.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Where can I
So
go the subscription?
okay. Go to the go to the just let me check the exact URL. Mm, Go to the subscriptions like personal profile details ones. Go to the name name the SP where you return SP, right? And the where the profile shows.
Yeah. Just a minute here. Okay.
Yeah.
Authentication.
Subscriptions.
Subscriptions. Okay.
Okay. Um, is asking for sign in.
Oh. Mm,
I give you the exact link. Let me give you the exact link. Integration. Integration. Yes. Scroll down. Do you have anything coming on this one? My subscriptions. Can you click on this URL I'll ping you? Need to check you have those subscriptions aside. I have pinged you one URL. Can you click on that?
where Pranay?
In
Where is that URL?
chat I given you. Zoom chat.
No, nothing is there now here. Zoom chat.
I have this. Do you? Mm, Check now. Did you receive now? Yeah. Login again once. Yeah.
Okay. HTTP failure response back.
Hold
Okay.
on. Nice. Should open this thing. Can you click on the latest one? It will open the document. From there you can click on. I'm not sure you the account you have these services. Just let's check.
No, nothing. Same.
Okay, do one thing. Go to the docs and learning.
Okay.
I'm not sure why. And here, yeah, docs and downloads. Docs
Okay. Yeah. Just a minute.
and
Okay.
I ping AM. Ping AM. Click to the ping products. No, I want in docs and learning. I wanted to go. Product docs. ForgeRock docs.
ForgeRock docs.
Go
Okay.
click on go. Yeah. Ping AM.
Ping
Third.
game.
Yeah. And click on 7.4 or 7.5. Yeah. Scroll down. Click on this authentication. Yeah. Scroll down. Click on left side. You will see push authentication. So scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. This one. And scroll down. Right side, go right side, right side. The article. Yeah. Scroll down. Scroll down. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. As click on push authentication journeys. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Yeah, this one. Go up, go up, go up, little go up, go up, go up. Click on this to configure how to configure service credentials. Above the blue line, yeah. And click on that. You don't have, I guess you don't have access to these services then.
Okay. All right.
Yes, it needs that's full, don't have full subscription, I guess, so due to that.
Okay. Okay.
Otherwise, you need to, it will open the page and there you can create those service subscription. Okay.
Okay. Okay. All right, Pranay.
Nice.
So, and also one more thing. One more thing. And then, sorry. Also, one more passwordless authentication. Here also same like remove the skip, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay. And then yeah, it's asking username. It's correct, right?
Yeah, it's correct. So because the past
Yeah.
this will only use username and then it will ask for the push authentication.
Yes. Yeah. Got it. Yeah. Thanks, Pranay.
Yeah. Yeah. Good you practice it. Good. Yeah. So you're getting hands-on. And third, we have web authentication module, right? So we discussed two. Third, also we need to discuss. So this web authentication module. So this is also we have to create a tree to test it. So web authentication module, as initially said, so it is it lets the user authenticate to with an authenticated device such as fingerprint scanner on their laptop or on their phone, or they can put any USB key, right? So user browsers communicate with the authenticated device. So the user browser, like if I try to authenticate any user, so I can use my laptop browser, right, which have or the user says, so then authenticate with the authenticated device. When you authenticate device, you can use either you can make use your phone as well, so it will add as a password phrase on your phone and you can use it. Okay, or it can use the USB key as well. So we'll just create a tree for that and I'll show you. So when we authenticate with the web authentication, authenticated device logs data. It's how it works basically. It's logs data stored in private key and send it to the AM, so ForgeRock AM. So AM verifies the data using public key stored in user profile. So this data, so in user profile, it stored the public key and the authenticated device store the private key, right? So whenever AM verifies, when you use the device to authenticate that, so what AM do, AM verifies this public key that present in user profiles, it should match the private key present in the authenticated device. So these device, this when we set up this, so these all these keys and public and private keys set up automatically. If the data verification succeeds, then it passes the attestation checks it have, and then AM considers the authentication successful. Okay, so I'll show you now. So we have a tree for that. So okay, I'll create a tree over this one. So here we'll use these modules. So we have web authentication node and web auth registration node. So when we have set up this web authentication node to authenticate it, and if we don't have this setup, then it will have to create the web authentication registration node. So where comes the password collector and use we need to use. Okay, so I'll make it. Let's work on it. I'll show you. So this will cover our third setup of authentication. Okay, so yeah, started. Yeah, my server has started. Trees. So I'll create a tree. My web. Yeah. So here, so web authentication, how it works. So it can request the browser to activate the authenticated device. Like must be any USB you can use, right? So the user can inject in the this laptop, right? So you have seen some authenticator devices in using in your system, like for the client when you have some client project. So for authenticator for the external employees, they give that USB key. So with the USB key, you're able to log in and to the this client some applications to authenticate because they're the external employees. So they required one more extra authentication to verify. So the device they use very must verify the user's identity. So which user is using that. Right. Okay. So now let's create a tree. So for that first one, before the setting up of the tree, we need to add a service that a web authentication provide encryption service. So here. Yeah, so if you go to the services, yeah, did you receive the PPT?
Yes,
Yeah,
Pranay.
okay, that's fine. Yeah. Okay, and service and lab. Okay, I guess I have already added. So services. So this one you need to create, right? So I'll just delete it and recreate it. Yeah, add a service. So this web authentication profile encryption service. So before start creating a tree, we need to set up this service in our system. It has the key store password, alias, or private key password. So you can use the default one given by ForgeRock for testing. Create, and it will store your encryption store in key store GCK as a Java cryptography extension key, your password key, alias. So it will create this service on ForgeRock. So once you save the changes, right? So once this is a prerequisite to before starting a web authentication tree. So this service we have set up. Now you can see this service is showing over here. And now if I come back here and I need to now create a tree. For here we need to use this web authentication module, web authentication node. Okay, so web authentication node we need to use for which determine the user has a registered device from the username, right? So over here, and other we use is a web authentication registration node. User web authentication register node. Okay, this web authentication register node will interact to basically it will use to register the user for the web authentication testing. Okay, as if your user doesn't have and first time he has registered for the web authentication, so it will this node will help the user to register it. Okay, so our for both relying parties for sure, and this one. Okay, so now it was so this is one we node we use. These are two nodes which are basically related to web authentication, and we normal nodes we use generally for the make a full tree username connector. Right, so I'll put it over here. Failure, I'll put it over here. Username collector. If user has already web authentication services, then it will go to the web authentication module. And if user is not device registered, then it has to register to the normal. So we will give the password collector because he has to first prove he is a authenticated user in a ForgeRock by ForgeRock. The password collector. So user is not registered, so it will go to the password collector, and then password collector will check from the first he will have to prove he is a authenticated user in a ForgeRock. So from username password, it will go to the data store decision, right? And then once it's proved this username and password is present in the identities, so then it will go to the web authentication registration node. Okay. And for success here, for success, we'll go to the success, and the failure will go to the failure, right?
A node device registered, that means it will goes to the password collector.
Yeah, it will go to the password collector. Because the first time you have first time for a new user, it will behave like this. So it will go to username collector. He will see user is not web authenticated, doesn't have this web authentication multi-factor, right? So it will go for the password then, and then it will ask the password. It will check the user is present in identities. Once the user is checked, then it will ask for the web authentication registration.
This is
Once
on the
user
first time, right?
the first time it will
Okay.
behave like this, go like this over here, then there, then here, then there. Okay. Once if user is registered, then it will behave, it will go from here to here to here. So here, so from success to we need to put a recovery nodes. Go display node. Node. Client error. Here we can enable the recovery nodes. Every code director decision. Client error. The client error will go to the failure. So here true will go to the success. False will go to the failure. Right? Client error will go to the failure, because if there is error, recovery code will go to the recovery code. So this recovery code node, success will go to here, failure will go to failure again. The client error will go to the failure. Recovery code display node will go to web authenticated node over here. Because then once you register, it will test the with authenticated node. Success, once it's registered, then it will go over here, then it will from here, then it will go to the success. Unsupported will left, so it will go to decision. Okay. So this has created our tree.
So recovery code display node also, it will goes to web authentication node.
Yeah. Because this one is will registered it, display the node, but to test after the registration, once after web authentication, it will go to web authentication. First, it will register it. Once it's registered, then we'll authenticate with that web authentication node. Then it will follow this one and go to the success. Understood? So it will register it and then authenticate after registration, and then it will go to success. So that's why I have to put it into the web authentication node, not directly to the success. Because if you register it and then it goes success, it means user will be multi web authenticated tested, right? So, but this purpose of this node is only for registration. So after registration, it has to authenticate as well via web authentication. So that's why we need to put this display node to here, and then here it will go to success. Okay. So let's test it. We don't have the USB key, but it will show pop up some good pop up some windows. So you will know like it will how will get registered and all. So no. So now we see. So we got this window. Here we have options. So with this during registration, it's giving us the option. Right? Means which service we need to use for this passkey, right? So security key. So if I click on security key, obviously we don't have any USB key, but if you don't want to set up, you can use the security key next.
Like this one, RSA kind of setup, this one, RSA
Sorry.
token.
Yeah, you can do that. Depends upon the token you provide. So any, I guess, RSA token will also work with it. We need to set up a security key sign. So we don't have, if you click on it, it will ask for to put up the USB port, and then it will ask for continue setup. So it will set up for this. But this all coming, these windows all is coming after our setting up our tree. Okay, so here after this, you need to insert your USB port, and then whatever the USB port we put, then we can do the continuous setup with that one. So ForgeRock will take all those settings inside. Okay. So this is a way to test the web authentication module with a USB port. So there is one more way this web authentication works with your phone. This is if I have to cancel it now. So now I have to return login. Okay. iPhone, iPad, Android. So this one I'll click. Okay. You can with this one you can scan it. Try to scan it on your phone camera. Try to scan it. It will
Sure.
show the pass key that you need to download. Try to scan it,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
or let me try to scan it. Okay.
Uh, it's getting an error registering new MFA account, invalid or missing auth
I
type
did
from
because
login.
yeah, because it's on my laptop and my because this
Oh, I
one
see.
to be the connected with the Bluetooth Wi-Fi. So I guess that's why you're not getting. So So this is that provide the pass key. Yeah, but I just want to show you how it will show. So it will need to ask for the pass key that you can save it and then you can use it. Device. See, I have done that and it has been connected in my phone. Okay. So continue. The device connected. Oh, okay, it doesn't support the pass key. For me, it's failed after the authenticator is available on devices. Okay. Okay, so somehow it's valid to add it continue, but my authenticator, I guess, is written old, so it didn't work. So we need to have an authenticator app like this one. Okay, my he's going for I need to have ForgeRock authenticator, but it's asking for the mine one authenticator. My Microsoft it picked the Microsoft authenticator my phone, so that's what doesn't I'm supporting this passkey. I guess ForgeRock authenticator needs to add it. So that's fine. So I just want to show how it will look like, right? So you see these windows are coming. So you can, it will try to add with the USB device or with this passkey, right? So you can, this web authentication module will help to test with the user for this passkey, the USB port, okay? When you create it and test it with your phone and see
Sure,
if your
sure.
authenticator will pick up this, okay?
Yep.
Okay, so we have done practice on three authentication, open authentication, push authentication. With push authentication, we go for we discuss the passwordless journey as well, and then we touch the web authentication journey as well. So yeah, so these are the three important multi-factor authentication journeys we have gone through. Okay. So now next we have to discuss after that regarding the sessions. Okay. So, we have some more technical knowledge need to cover on the ForgeRock. So how the ForgeRock covers sessions, or what are the server-side sessions and client-side sessions this ForgeRock has, and how we can secure our sessions from the hackers. Okay, what are session quotas? So all these we need to cover. So that's and so sessions, so AM, I have already discussed initially about the sessions. I show you the cookie, right? So this one session says the AM uses the type of token that represent the exchange between AM and user identity, right? So whenever we log in, you see, I show you one iPlanet Directory Pro cookie, right? Inside the browser, right? So AM uses that, and it have the some token on it, right? If I show you again. So first is one cookie they present, this AMLB cookie. This is called a load balancer cookie. So whenever you try to once your ForgeRock is installed and you try you try for the user to authenticate, this cookie always appears. So with your load balancer means I have currently localhost is our load balancer. So that will giving the AMLB cookie. So which is give your domain names and everything, right? So that's it called, just called the load balancer cookie. Okay. And then when we try to authenticate it with any user, so initially I showed you one cookie. We'll give the AI Planet Directory Pro. Okay. So that's what this definition saying. So AM uses these type of tokens and is give this value. This is a token value, so which uses to secure the authentication. Okay, like this one over here, and dot star. So this AM uses this type of token that is an exchange of information between the AM and user identity. So AM will know this user has authenticated with the after getting this uh, authentication token, right? So where authentication sessions which create the track progress through authentication tree or chain before user has authenticated successfully. So here we did from tree. Normally we did, but if we also tested for a tree, right? So AM tracks the progress how we are authenticating via tree or chain. So with the help of this, it will got to know we are done with the tree, and if in our logs, it will put the information like you have authenticated with the tree. So session with AM creates after user has authenticated successfully. So any session will be created for this user. The session has been created now, right? So because it's if you see session has been expire session over here, and it will expire last access this one, right? We doesn't set the
Cookie is always created in a server, right? Server side, right?
um cookie will be created. There's a difference. So cookie will be created on a client side as well and the server side as well. So
Okay.
this cookie will be created on a client side on a user's laptop when he tries to authenticate. So the cookie will that create on the server side will be the having the information about regarding the users and details. Right. I'm coming to that point. So my next is the same server side sessions and client side sessions. Yeah. Okay. Currently, what I'm showing to you, these are the client side cookies. Okay. So this cookie will be stored in both in client side and server side. This one, iPlanet, iPersonal EM, which is usually default name was iPlanet Directory Pro cookie. So AM stores this session information in CTS token store. CTS token store is a core token service we called where it stores or the client side sessions. Okay. So we have two type of sessions we have. So we have server side sessions, we have client side sessions, right? So server side sessions reside in the whatever the server side is in the core token service and can be encaged in a memory in one or more AM servers to improve the system performance, right? So these servers that whatever the server side sessions we create, so whenever we log in, so it's create some sessions on the server side. This ForgeRock has been installed and everywhere, right? So there all these sessions has been stored over there. Right. And in cache in a memory, like right now we have in our laptop. So our personal laptop, this ForgeRock. So this personal laptop is the server side over there where all the sessions are residing, right? And they are residing all the catching, whatever we're doing, they're catching in a memory of this system, right? So our laptop, if we have what are the performance of the laptops, it will improve the performance of the AM also ForgeRock AM also on which this system that ForgeRock is deployed. So it's catching in our laptop memory as well. All these server sessions, so to fast the improve the system performance, right? So whenever the user is authenticated, the session reference is called a single sign-on token, right? So this one iPlanet Directory Pro cookie. So I'm telling you this example of this one. So this iPlanet Directory Pro cookie, which is the same cookie which is also showing after user authentication, right? If you log in with the AM admin, also with the same cookie is also created, right? So this is called a single sign-on token. So with this token, whenever you need to log into any other application from the ForgeRock, right? Now, if I use the same URL with the tree to authenticate the same user, then it will log in with the given this cookie, right? So that's why it's called a single sign-on token. So single sign-on token, like this token can be used if for to user for authenticate to the different applications that this ForgeRock has been integrated. Okay, so here prawns of the server-side sessions are we have no size limitations, and this centralized control by the ForgeRock. Cron is like its scalability. The scalability of the sessions is very less. We need to proper keep on checking it doesn't store so much sessions in the CTS, so it doesn't fill up the space. Sometimes we need to refresh it, or we need to redeploy our ForgeRock AM after a month, or so that the sessions will be old sessions will be removed. Generally now, ForgeRock has capacity, so it stores around something 6,000 sessions, and after that it got delete the old sessions, keep on deleting the old session and just keeping the latest 6,000 sessions. Server load, so it won't able to take the much server loads. Otherwise, system if will take the most of the server load, it will fill up the lot of space, and it can comes to the crashing. So we need to take care of this server load and scalability. Okay, so where the asks now, the say other point is the client side sessions. I'll show you some of the sessions in when we come to the secure session. I'll show you how we are setting different type of sessions in here. So the client sessions is also like we store the session data on client's device, typically in cookies that I've just shown to you. So right now, client side and server side in our one laptop, but in when we do for our any of project work, so there ForgeRock is deployed on one server, and a user can access from their system to anywhere, right? So there's a different entity. So here session client side session store session data on client's device, typically in cookies like this AMLB cookie, I personally am cookie, right? And session data in cookie, the session data is stored in cookies on client browser, right? Where they're storing in their client browser. So or the session ID also the session ID. So it's a session ID, it's called this ID, will stored in a cookie. So his pros is scalability. We can easily have many sessions over here and cookies over here. Server resources are fine. Cons is size limitation also. So also is size limitations also, right? We can't have like a size of the client side cookie. So what this cookie contains? This cookie contains basically the user information. So user information, like whatever the user information are passing, its username, address, and everything. So we need to take care of, I'll come to the token, they'll called, and when we do the OIDC, right? So it will OIDC, we give the token from called the JWT token, Java Web Token, which shows the all the user details and everything. Okay. So I'll show you that one, how this size limitation come. So if we give lot of user details in this client side session, then it will then that will not accept it. So it will give us some error because it's coming work with the size limitation. And it is also a client dependency because client have to check that session. A client can, if dependency client can remove the, if I delete it, I'll not, if I currently, if I refresh it, I am able to read it, right? I have the cookies. So, right, because this cookie is here, I can keep on working until this cookie here, until I log out, right? If I delete this cookie and I refresh it, it asks me to log in again because I have removed that cookie. I didn't log out, I removed the cookie. So because this cookie, because of this cookie, if I keep on working and an AM knows this cookie, this user has this cookie, so he can have the session until the session permits and until he doesn't log out. But now I have removed the cookie, so AM is not able to, when I refresh it, AM see, oh, this user doesn't have the cookie I have given it to test my authentication. Now I can't let him inside, right? So that's the client dependency. So means client dependency can, while working, even can delete the cookie. He has to log in again. Okay, so that's the client side sessions. Okay, so now. Okay, so we are on this discuss the client side session. Now we have different sessions and we use and how this is also used to secure the sessions, right? So because this we need to secure it because any can, if we have sessions, keep on sessions, so anybody can misuse it and use any users authentication, and then can get a problem also could do that one of the things called the cookie hijacking, right? So if anyone has controlled this session, so he could do the cookie hijacking, and can any malicious user can enter in the system if he knows that some of the any sessions vulnerability, right? So to remove the session vulnerability, we have to secure our the sessions we have whatever provided by the ForgeRock. So okay, so one of the sessions is the session quotas. Okay, let me show you where these sessions quotas are. Hmm. Okay. So session quotas are like let you limit the number of active session for a user, right? So means it prevents the user from logging from more or two or devices at once, more than two devices at once, right? Because a user can log it on your laptop and mobile line. So if you use more than two, then he won't be authenticated, right? He will be logged out from, will be asked to logged out from other system, or will be logged out from system. Suppose the Netflix, right? So Netflix works like that. So now, right now, they have done a system for you use more than the session they have provided or more than the account that they provided, right? Like you have the two session there that you are all logged in laptop and laptop and TV, and once you do on mobile, it won't sometimes allow because you don't have that as access on that, right? So that's called the session quota. So they have provided you only two active sessions at our time. If you get the third active session, either you have to delete the one of the active session is present on your laptop or your TV. So how we configure that in our EM? So if you go to the this one, so we need to go to the configure global services session and session quotas. And if I need to configure session global services sessions. Search the sessions. And if you see over here, session quotas. So enable quota constant, right? It's currently off. Read timeout quota constant 6,000. So we need to enable it to get these session quotas running, right? So right now it's off. So I can on. So open and set quota constant on server side session. So resulting behavior, and then we have this number of sims, so which can destroy next expiring. So either you can destroy the next expiring job, anyone you have access, and deny, you can deny access because you have already to access. You can destroy oldest, which one like your authenticated one, right? So like you have access in laptop first, then your mobile, and then your TV. So TV won't allow, but if you start the TV, then it will destroy the oldest one because the first one you have authenticated the laptop, right? Okay. Otherwise, you can set up destroy all. So any you can destroy all. So if the third access rate will destroy all, and you have to authenticate again for your systems. So, right. So this one you can choose your behavior, how you want to behavior. If a person want to willingly want to right take multiple sessions. Right, so they have also given the definition like also deny sessions, new session creation request will be denied, destroy next expiring session that would expire next will be destroyed, old session will be destroyed, the oldest session and all previous session will be destroyed.
Yeah, yes, Pranay.
Yeah.
What is the session quota?
Session quota is that's session quota is what I just told is provide the limit number of active sessions to the user. So that is
Active sessions from user.
yeah, because
Like one quota equal to in
one
cookie, how many?
session quota means it only provide, I guess, two sessions, active sessions. The Forger provide two active sessions to the user. So session quota means is they have just given the name of it, but exact definition and the exact meaning of the session quota is it how many it limit the number of sessions for the user, the active session. So it limit the number of the active session of the user. The session quota is just the term they have used over here. Means they have only two active sessions from a ForgeRock AM active, so that's why they called it a session quota. Right. So if we do more than three, means session quota is over. Like that. Session quota is zero. So if it's more than three, session quota is over.
Like data source?
Data source means I don't get your question thing.
Yeah, okay. I need to read something in session quota, and
Okay.
tomorrow I will get back to you.
Sure, no worries. So basically, simply session quota is like it provide a limit number of active sessions, right? So you logged in into the laptop and you logged
Yeah,
in with
in WebLogic server we have a data source and connection pools things is there, right? So that is the way, or
that is the different.
that is the way.
This
Okay.
this is this session things is provided ForgeRock. So if you are authenticated with the ForgeRock, then it will see like suppose you have application, right? So you have integrated to any of the application. So with the ForgeRock give you the active sessions, right? You are logged in with one the ForgeRock give you the session one active session, correct? And you did it with the mobile as well. The same application that interacting the same ForgeRock, you did it with mobile as well because you want to open in both the places there. Like if you open the laptop, you able to work with that application. And if you like suppose that take example of Outlook mail, right? So I'm just taking an example out. So Outlook mail is a Microsoft thing, right? So they must have their authenticated provider at their service, right? So you can use the Outlook on your laptop and you can use Outlook on your mobile, right? So this is two active sessions for a one application, right? So somewhere they are storing these active sessions, right, at their server. Here, like ForgeRock is just storing these sessions over here. Now, suppose you got one more laptop, right? One office laptop you did, one mobile you did. Now there's a third laptop you did, right? Third laptop, your personal laptop, you want to enable the Outlook services, the same one what you are using. But as soon as you did it, it will won't allow you, right? It will ask you either you will remove any of the existing Outlook on your office laptop and mobile and then log in over here, then it will allow it. So that's the called the session quotas. It won't allow until it will only allow this two active sessions. More than that, you need to remove any of the one existing session, right? So that's the session quotas over here. Okay, so other one is account logout. So session termination. Okay, I have this added this account lockout. Yeah. Okay, it's fine. So account lockout is a mechanism that locks a user account after repeated or failed login attempts. We can test this one. So it's used to slow down the brute force attacks. Right? Suppose somebody knows your username, right? You're working in a company and somebody got your username somehow, any malicious user or any hacker. Now he wants to log in with your user, try to breach the company system with your user, right? So he will try to try to keep on the password, keep on trying what password you can add, right? So or he can give the brute force attack, so they can create a bot or something that keep on a user with the one user they got, keep on using different type of passwords from there, or compensate, or if any weak password policy, like somebody do ABC123, right? So they can easily judge it, correct? So to stop this type of attempt, they have your account lockout. Like if somebody put more than five wrong passwords, his account would be locked. So how where we need to set it? So if we go to the account lockout, so this account lockout is in a Realm authentication settings. I'm sorry, authentication settings, account lockout. Account lockout, and therefore currently it's 5. So I need to enable it at login failure lockout mode. Okay, this is 5, so I can do it like 3. So save the changes. So if I put three wrong password, after 3 wrong password, it should now lock my account. Okay. And currently, if you see this identity, if I test with this one, so currently this user is active. Okay, so I'll show you. So now I have done the settings, account lockout as well. So now try to authenticate as well, right? So now I can do any password, right? Not putting the correct password, login, authentication failed, fine. Second time, fine. Now third time, it should lock my account. So see, there's a message change. Your account has been locked, right? Okay, now why? Because I have set up the third. So if I do 5 times, so after fifth attempt, my account would be logged out. So if I go to the identities, okay, if I go to the identities now, you see this user become inactive here. Okay. So if somebody got because somebody I tried to authenticate the user the wrong password 3 times, so then that's why it's logged out my account. Now, if I want to activate, I can activate. So it's easy over here. So I just need to go to the user status, make it active. The user will be active now. Okay, so because I'm the aim admin access, so if somebody's user got access, so he can go to the help desk. Help desk usually having the administrator accesses, so he can who is user who he or she whoever the am admin access can active the user again. Go to the identities and make it active. If he's doing from a forged room, if his user identity is present in a ForgeRock, or if his identity friend from any database, so he can go over there and active the user. So now if I retry it with the correct password, it should allow me login. See, I'm able to log in now. Okay, so this is the account logout, and you can unlock your account also by going to the identities, make it active again. So session termination, right? So we have to ensure that user sessions are terminated. So when a configure timeout is reached, right? So now we set up a time. So we need to set up a time. What should be the time for the session? So if user is keep on working, right? Suppose on ForgeRock or on Facebook, right? You are logged in and you keep on. I guess this has a very high session time, but it keep on logging, and you can keep on scrolling and everything like 1 hour 2 hour 1 2 day 2 day, because they have set up some time. They will ask you to re-authenticate, like your current session is over, you need to re-authenticate it, right? Facebook is a social application, maybe they have some large number of session time, but any like banking application, right? So banking application, if you are on mobile as well, and if you go keep on working on it, right, and if you stop working on it for 5 minutes or something, it logged out, right? And it asks you to put your username password or put your pin again, right? So that's why, so there this is called the session idle time. So means if you are logged in the application and you're not using it, and you're not using it for, like, you have set up the 30 minutes, you're not using for 30 minutes, it will after 30 minutes your session will be over, the user will be logged out that application, right? Or second is, if you have a user is keep on you working on it, and you have given like, okay, for 2 hours you can continue working on it, but after 2 hours you need your session will be automatically deleted, even if you are working, because we have set like that. The session will, the user will be asked to re-authenticate it and get the new session, right? So that's the session termination. So why would we need that? In multiple situations, the four situations I have added over here: when user explicitly logs out, right, by mistake he's got logs out, and when a administrative monitoring session explicitly terminate the session. So how we can do session termination? When the user logs out, it will terminate the session. If any administrator monitoring sessions, means whoever admin the user, he can explicitly terminate the user session if he sees some the unauthenticated user, unapproved user using that application, right? So when a session exceeds the maximum time to live, that I'm saying like 2 hours, right? When a user is idle for longer than the maximum session idle time, right? So here, if you see how we can set up, or where we can use the dynamic session, if you go to the real name services session, so services session, you see the maximum session time, maximum idle time. So here it's in maximum time on idle for OpenAI user to again in minutes. So it's 30 minutes, right? And means if I keep it for 5 minutes and I don't do it, and if I refresh it, it will remove my session and ask me to authenticate. So this is also the maximum session time. If I give 5 minutes and I keep on working on it, after 5 minutes, automatically it will terminate my session, and my user would be the logged out. Okay. So this is the maximum session time that we can set. It depends upon, like, if we're working on any project work, they will tell us like for how long they want the application session to be open. It depends upon the application to application. The banking application has very less session time, where social applications have very large session time because they want the user to be uh, keep engaged, so they keep the session time for very long. Financial applications are very high risk applications, right? So they don't want that application to be open, because it will be like you're somebody, if you're working on it and somebody stole your phone and your banking application still open for many times, so then it could be lost to the person, right? So other person can easily access that because that open, because the session is very limited, like for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, because until he sees the app, so his session would be he would be asked, so at least his banking application won't be affected, right? So that's this session we usually play as per the security or security risk of the applications we use. Okay. So session termination. So client side session security. So we have some client side session security as well. So which are more vulnerable since they contain our information of the session, right? So we need to encrypt or sign it, these configurations. So this is generally used to configure this services session. We go to the config global services, same sessions we have where we go for session quotas, and the same side we have this client side sessions. So these client side sessions, if you read this, you just when you get a chance, just go through it and read this one by one. So this session type, algorithm type, what we can sign it. So whatever the sessions on store, right? So because when you create the user, some of the sessions got stored, so you can encrypt those session as well. So this JWT sessions, you can encrypt it. So they provide these different algorithms. ForgeRock provide this HMSs, SHA-256. 384, 500. So these type of algorithms which use to sign the your sessions, right? CM says that if you update, change it, it will change the shared secret. You can encrypt it. So you can use all these services as per the requirement. So and so enable, based on identify user anything, enable session delisting compression algorithm you can use. Session state is comprised, so you comprise the encryption. So these is just really use the sessions used to secure the system. So it depends how much you want to secure the system. Like if the requirement is comes like, okay, we got the session, we need to encrypt the session now, right? Because sometimes what happen, we got the session and you will go to the JSON JWT session we got, and you copy the JWT session into the JWT server, so it will display all the details, but we want to encrypt it, right? So we want to encrypt that session as well. Until we decrypt it, we shouldn't see the any details. So this all these client side sessions, this service is provided by ForgeRock on this one, so we can use it. We enable it. By default is access 2256. You can enable it in more as per the more requirement. It's depend. Usually client tells what kind of algorithm or encryption they want in their system, right? So this is the yeah. So and we got the authentication session allow listing. So enable authentication session to protect authentication session from the replay attacks. So the replay attacks is we have a network attack when an attacker intercepts the network communication between two parties, right? Because we have one in, like, suppose ForgeRock is deployed on one server and user has information on another server, and right, so where any could do the network attack where the ForgeRock has been deployed or a user has been working on, right? So to stop these replay attacks, they have provided the service, the authentication session allow listing. This is basically this is only in currently in trees they have provided to enable allow listing. If you go to the authentication settings tree, if you go to the authentication settings tree, so you can enable this one. Session authentication settings. trees. No. Yeah, enable allow listing. So this here. So you can enable this allow listing. You can set up the maximum duration. So this one you can enable the explicit allow listing valid authentication to prevent the replay attacks, right? So means any if anybody trying to authenticate the and try to attack the network provider, so you can this attack will use the stores stop those attacks and save the user information, save everything. So then these sessions, so then this enable allow listing will be provided. Now we can save it, right? So these are the sessions information. So what are the client server side sessions and different type of how we can secure the sessions, how we can stop the cookie hijacking. Okay, so read it here, read it more on document, right? So they can ask in an interview, they can ask the question, what are the different type, how you can different type of how you can secure the sessions in the ForgeRock. So you can say you can use the session quotas, you can use the session termination, you can use account lockout, you can use a client side session security. They can ask you, so, okay, what is session quotas, how you can enable it. They can ask you, okay, account lockout, how you can enable the low account lockout. What is session termination? They can ask, right? So why it's needed, what's the maximum time, so where you can set up. So all these questions also they can come up on the interview. They can ask about the session. I will write as well over here. Before sharing the new one for this week PPT, I'll add the all the interview questions as well. Okay. So this is all about the sessions we have to cover. Okay.